It's Lord Swine back here again, and today we're looking at our first impressions of Wilnas, the 9th character on Grand Blue Fantasy vs Rising. He's like a brawler type, kind of get in your face, mix you up. It's labelled as a 2-star difficulty character because he is very different from any other character in this game. He plays his own game. He doesn't have dash attacks, for example. He has no auto combo, so he does link style attacks. So if you like Street Fighter, this kind of might be the character for you. So you have to link between his moves to kind of get the best outcome. We'll go over strengths, weaknesses, and what I think you need to be doing with him on the neutral on day 1. And I'll go over how I think strong or weak he is. I've been playing him for about 3 hours now, so it's not the best, longest time, but it's a good amount. And then I'll do some little combos at the end to kind of just get you started, what you really want to be doing. But let's get into it. Okay, Wilnas is him. He's a big boy, as you can see. I think he's about the same size as Vasaraga. So he's a 2-star difficulty character. So he's going to take a little bit more to kind of get used to. He's not like, say, Jita. Jita has dash attacks, where she does this. Obviously, Jita and Gran as well, on every other character in the game. I think everyone in the game has an auto combo of sorts, even to B, but he does not. So if I just mash this, you can chain light into light, and that's it. But you can't bring out. So if I do mediums here, it's a close medium into far medium, and you can do that because this is +5. This is also +4. This is the standard light gimmick you know of, but you can't do the dash cancel. But what he's got in compensation for that are these 3 moves. So it's the same inputs. It's dash, dash, L. He has this. It's a gourd he swings. This kind of deletes projectiles. You see, it's pretty good at deleting projectiles. But I don't know if you noticed, it leaves him incredibly minus. So if you do it right, you can end up plus, like if you do it earlier. But you got to like be on point, you know. But it's probably best to always do roll, or just do dodge like you normally would for every other character, because he does still have that. He hasn't got that taken away from him. So you are better off just rolling. Maybe get up close. You can do it then you end up in a more advantageous situation. You can go straight through the projectile, but the opponent really shouldn't be doing projectiles in your face like this anyway. So that's the light version. Then the medium version is this hop kick here. This goes over low attacks. It's like a low crush. And it leaves you -2. If you're in their face, it's -4. So you are safe. You are in grab range though, so you can be grab punished. So you might want to space this move out when you're doing it, but you want to be careful. You can make it a -2 at best. And obviously it's -34 on width. So you want to kind of space this move out. And then finally he has this move, which is really slow. It's 30 frames, but it leaves you plus. Now the gimmick is you would do something like this into maybe like medium kick. And then you go into the moves. You can cancel into the moves. Obviously that makes him a little bit different from the other characters who Jita can't go into her dash normal from Jita can't go into her dash normal basically from her auto combo. So to compensate, he has the ability to do that. Obviously this in itself, the best one is his heavy one. This one here, +5, but obviously, and then you can continue your string after. But the problem with that is it's very slow, obviously. So it's not good to always go for that. This is frame gapless. So you can see, so that's one way to safely end your pressure. But I'll get into one of my weaknesses about him soon, about his pressure, because he doesn't have many ways to keep himself safe in a combo against characters that have invincible reversals. He really has a hard time if the opponent knows what they're doing. You really have to be on your toes when you're playing as this character, as you can see. The gourd is also gapless. Obviously this is not gapless. And even when you do your heavy attack, so the higher attack level version, like the heavy, you still won't be able to make that capless. So, but you are safe after you do this, so that's something to bear in mind. But it doesn't special cancel after, so you can do this. You don't get like a special cancel after. So once that's out, and that's the same for all of them. So the gourd, you don't get a special cancel. And this you don't get special cancel. So you are ending the combo of the block string effectively when you do these moves. So yeah, because of this, because of his lack of dash attack, this is like the best thing he has in terms of like compensation for that. He has got other moves that will help him get in and stay plus, but they're obviously not a dash 6-6L, which is a really good move if you've been playing this game. So getting around zoning, you have to do it the traditional way by using rolls, dodges, and then if you want to use the gourd and you think they're going to use this in their face, then you can use the gourd to kind of like smack them, smack through the projectile. But mind you, this is -8. So an opponent who is awake will punish you for this, but you can space it out. So that is something to bear in mind. What's strong about this character? This character has loads of ways to make himself plus. He has this one, which is his 6-6H. He has the back 3 H, back quarter circle back H, which leaves him +4. Not the best move because it doesn't leave you in range for strike throw, and because he doesn't have like a quick dash, like you can't dash and then do a move, then it's going to be really hard to do a strike throw. So it is just for like getting in and starting your pressure, and this is a low, so there is that, and they do reach from that distance. There's multiple ways of keeping himself plus, which is like good, so he can bully his way in. Obviously chip damage as well is really good, so this is his lariat. This one goes full screen as well. This doesn't block projectiles, so it will get swiped out by a projectile, but if the opponent's sleeping at the wheel, 30 frames full screen, it's not terrible. So yeah, you got a pretty nice chip. Again, chip on the medium version of this. You know, he does do chip damage as a character. It's quite nice. This only the special moves though. Another thing that's really good for him is he really is corner potential. That's like his best thing. When he's in the mid screen, he really struggles to kind of like get any meaningful damage. So you really have to kind of like be in the corner to exploit his damage. So that's a very basic corner combo you can kind of pull off. Obviously, you can always end it in an ultimate attack. His damage is really freaking good in the corner, as you can see. That's just a very basic corner combo. You can do even more damage than that, depending on the right circumstances. So that's kind of where he excels. He excels with like making you want to like press buttons, getting counter hits, and like slowly pushing you more to the corner. Also, this character is really good at mixing you up and stuff like that. Obviously, you get more damage from a low. So that's similar combo to what I did before. If I get him to switch to crouching though, he does have an overhead variant. This one comes out 26 frames. Whereas the low comes out 19 frames. This is the one you typically want to be using to get your like full combo out. It hits a bit quicker. Sorry, it hits a bit slower, and the combo just doesn't do as much. There's like a very basic overhead combo in the corner, but mind you, this doesn't do as much damage. It's more of like a check, if you could say. So it's nice. He has this ability to go low and high, because that's like kind of the crux of the game, of his game plan. But it is also less rewarding for you to go for an overhead, and the combo is a bit tight as well. You really have to like kind of like mash it out here. Because this is 6 frames and this leaves you about +7, sorry. Obviously, if you hit the opponent on a counter hit, you can do a higher damage. But this will bring me to like my the problems with the character. This character has so many gaps within his strings because he does links. Because nothing's actually true, so it's like Whereas you play as a character like Jita, for example, she can. This is all gapless, right? And you can push the opponent forward, and then you can wait and whatever. But Wilnas doesn't have that, and because of this, your only real strings are something like this. That are gapless. So, because there's lights, you can wait here, which is a good thing. But if you want to, so this is my +4. If you want to transition to +4 into the medium, you can't. It's the same with medium. If you want to go medium into far medium, you can't do it. Now, I know other characters can't do that anyway, like there's gaps. But the thing with Wilnas is like that, because he has no way to kind of like do the auto combo, like stuff like that. Like you really have to be on the ball. Like this is +5, right? So you can wait. You are safe here. You can't go low. The heavy button as well. This has another issue. Just everything has a gap in it. And you think, oh, okay, that's fine. You just do this into a special move, right? Well, you can't do that either. So you can do close. You can make it gapless. The only special move you can go gapless is quarter circle back light and quarter circle back heavy, which leaves you plus. You can go into the DP, but you get punished. So this isn't really an option. So you can only safely end it this way and then wait and see if the opponent will do something. So you can't go into the medium version of quarter circle back M. You can't go into the lower attacks because you'll get smoked. You can go into your quarter circle forward light forward, but you probably wouldn't want to do this because these buttons are -9. They're all -9, every single one of them. So she can get through these. She can get through this. This doesn't apply to any of the ultimate attacks. Like the ultimate attacks are okay. Except for that one, obviously, because you get punished because it's a DP. So this is genuinely his biggest problem. Outside of the second thing I'm going to say is his mid-screen damage. Obviously, the whole point of the character is to push you into the corner because he's corner potential, like as they say in the starter guide. But yeah, he has a real issue with opponents that have DP. And then if the opponent's got 50 meter or 100 meter, depending on if they've got invincible or meter reversal, then you also have to watch out for that. So his pressure is good until they have a way to deal with it. And then obviously if you have an opponent who's like always DPing, you can punish them. Like that's not the problem. But you got an opponent who knows what they're doing, you're going to have a real issue. So let's say also this is the mid screen. You want to deter people from DPing, right? Well, that's also an issue in the mid-screen because Wilnas doesn't have great damage in the mid-screen. Unless he has a super, obviously. So, let's do this. We wait. So that is pretty much like the main thing you'll probably be doing for a DP punish in the mid-screen. Without spending meter, obviously. If you spend meter, you can take him to the corner. It's almost worth always spending meter, I'd say. So you're a little bit closer, and you're about +14. You had to spend a bit of meter to get him there, but like, I think in this situation, it's kind of worth it. Obviously, you can use an ultimate attack to take him straight there, because he does have that. He has this move here, and if you're in the full screen, then he'll walk all the way up. But like if you're in screen view, you'll just be close to them, like you just saw before. You can see, and he just walks up, same sort of thing. So that's another thing you can kind of do. So to bear in mind, this does cost more meter though. So yeah, his whole game is you should really be trying to get him into the corner. When he's in the corner, he is an absolute like powerhouse. Like he can do so much damage, and his anti-air game is really good. He can combo off his DP really well. And then you can use that combo, and if you've got super meter, you can enter the end game combo. Obviously, if you have less, then you can enter an ultimate attack. Well, obviously, he does a hefty amount of damage in the corner. Like this is where he gets strongest, you know. Like his DP, it doesn't come off the ground, but it's quite nice. Forward hitting DP, it's invincible, so he does have an invincible reversal, something to bear in mind. That's the same for the EX version as well. And because he's so tall, he's really good for like taking him out of the air. This anti-air as well, it's got 39 frames of recovery, but it's a pretty nice hitbox that I obviously use in duo. Obviously, you can always use far heavy if it comes to it as well. Like this button is also pretty big. So yeah, they're kind of like his main weaknesses and strengths. Like when you get him into the corner, which I think is like the main goal with the character, then you can start relaxing a bit. Like the opponent's gonna have a really hard time getting around you when you're here. You're like a big wall, if you know what I mean. You know, you don't want to take too many risks. You kind of want the opponent to take a risk when you're in this situation. But when you're in the mid screen, it gets a little bit tricky. There are things you can do, which I'll kind of go over in the neutral section, but yeah, that's kind of his perceived strengths and weaknesses. Start with the neutral section. His buttons are really good. This one is -3. It's got a nice chunky range for harassing and stuff like that. Obviously, he can combo into things, like if you confirm the hit. It's pretty nice. It's better to confirm into quarter circle back because it leaves you closer to the opponent. Quarter circle forward light, for example, sends them flying full screen, and Wilnas doesn't really want to do that. He wants to be in their face. And if you dash at the right time, you can be plus in their face. So then you can enforce a strike throw situation here. And his throw is really good as well, as you can see, like because you're literally right in their face, which is quite nice. His back throw, on the other hand, it's not as good. It's more advantage than the forward throw, but the forward throw literally leaves you on top. So you can like cross up and do a cross up attack. This one you have to like you know, well, you have to time it, but it's a guaranteed safe jump basically. But you don't get the mix up that you get when you're in their face. So obviously you can do something like this. You know, this move here is a low, which is quite nice to have. So you can check a low from this distance. It looks kind of like the Versusia low. Also combos into his lariat. You should be, like I said, you should be using this one though, and then enforce this mix-up situation where you're in their face. His heavy attack's really good. It's got a bit of recovery on it, but it's nice kind of distance. Again, combos into anything you want. So this one's probably better for like moving in on the opponent and getting that mix-up I was telling you about. Or this one here is probably for more damage, but I'd use this more like when you're close to the corner rather than the other one. His sweep's quite generous as well, and he can cancel off of it. Same deal that you can do with the other ones. So something to bear in mind, like he has these really nice buttons he can kind of abuse. The anti-air is not great horizontal range, but the vertical range is pretty decent. 2L's okay. It's a bit, it's a low attack again, so that's quite nice. Something to bear in mind. It chains as well, like everything else. Obviously, this his light's pretty nice as well. Got a higher hitbox, so you're pretty low profile by certain moves, but that's something to bear in mind. Their buttons are okay. This button's more like a rising button. It's pretty big for a rise. It would be nice if it went down, but it doesn't, so it's the way it is. He has this as his cross up, which is jump heavy, which is okay. It's quite slow though, something to bear in mind. And this is like a deep hitting move, which is his sweep normal. So something to bear in mind. And the light is just not that great, to be honest. So you'll probably be using this one the most to counter any anti-airs, like air-to-air situations. And you'll be using this one to jump in or cross up. And this one for deep hits and stuff like that. So his neutral game is a little bit odd. Like you have to kind of like, you have to get used to the fact he doesn't have a 6XL to start with. So you'll be using buttons like this instead. This is doesn't get much reward. You can use it to kind of like move up in their face. And if you're like timing it right, you can be plus. So that's something to bear in mind. The gourd, as I said, at the moment, is only day one, so I haven't found it super useful. but I'm sure there'll be some niche. Maybe you can do it in the middle of a combo, for example. And obviously this button is only good in like the block string situations that he'll find himself in. So if I was you, I'd kind of like find a way to just push them to the corner. What I have been doing is this. I've either been doing quarter circle back light, so I get that little pop up there. This is 21 frames. So it's kind of quick. Obviously it doesn't have any protection, so you can get swiped out of it if the opponent's expecting it. And then enforce this situation. Either strike, throw them up, cross them up, or don't cross them up, do this instead. Just jump up and then whatever. So you can like kind of enforce stuff like that. Obviously you can do this off lights. Set the same situation up, but you gotta do the dash at the right time. If you delay it for almost a second, like you'll be, they can mash out the situation. And then what you want to do afterwards is start a combo. And I'll show a better combo, you'll see that's in the moment, but still a bit learning the character. But yeah, that's kind of like the first combo you do. So you'll mix up between strike and throw. So yeah, I'll get grabbed if I'm in this situation. I'll get hit because I've got the opponent set to mash. And then if you have meter, you can get in on them and you can do some pretty devastating damage if you land the counter hit strike on them. So obviously that's like the best kind of thing. This is literally what I've been doing like day one. This is like I find the easiest thing to kind of mix up between. Obviously the opponent can DP for it. DP seemed to be his biggest problem. Obviously another thing you can do, remember, is this. You can do this move here and you are plus here obviously. So if you're feeling cheeky, you can go for the overhead and then if you get a hit, you do get that, so if they're standing, but then you can check them with this low. This is -2, so you're safe. And then you get the combo that way. But you will have to use meter in that scenario, literally just because like you're too far out. Like the low doesn't link with the special move, so you'll have to use your raging strike. Same difference with this. You get less damage, but that's another way to kind of get him into the corner with the mix-up kind of thing. You have to kind of really spend meter most of the time though. So to bear in mind, it says it in the starter guide. He does build meter by doing his dash. So try and get as many of them in as you can, like if you're trying to move up. Something to bear in mind. That's to compensate for the fact he doesn't have a run. So in the mid screen, you really just want to like kind of sacrifice damage to get them into the corner to set up bigger damage later. That's kind of like his shtick. And then you have to be really good at reading the opponent, because otherwise, if they've got DPs, because otherwise you're going to get DP a lot. So yeah, that is an issue. But that's kind of his neutral game. That's kind of what I've been doing. So we'll go over like kind of like the sort of mid-screen combos I've been doing. They're not too flashy, but we'll go over them. Okay, so that's kind of like the combos I've really been doing on day one. It's very mishmash. They're probably not optimal at all, but they get the job done. The idea is, as a kid, you do the small combos, get them close to the corner, anything you can, and then when you're in the corner, you can just mix them to death and stuff like that. So one thing to bear in mind as well, when you're doing certain combos, say like just this one for example, where you're linking things, because this is a link, this isn't actually an auto combo, you can mash it out, so you'll get the 2 hits, it's not too bad. You might drop some combos, for example this one can be a little bit tricky to pull off. See, you got the chain free there. If I delay it, I've got to hit a kick, right? See, there's a counter in that situation because you're still plus. But the combo doing combo, so that is like a real funny one to kind of pull off. Like the link is like it's like a 1-frame link, I think, around that. So you need to kind of be really careful. Just practice it. You can mash it out, you know. So it's not the end of the world. But you want to be able to confirm off the overhead, even though the overhead isn't as good as the low. You'll still need to catch the head every now and then if you're going to go for the low. So to bear in mind. So yeah. Oh, and finally, we'll just go over his supers. He's got pretty decent supers, to be fair. The first one is just whatever, to be fair. It's not bad. You know, it runs forward. It doesn't go full screen. It's not like the Susia. So where it's hitting, you have to be like fairly close to get the animation. You're too far out, you're not going to get that. Now his ultimate Skybound Art is a little bit better. Alright, his Super Skybound Art is better in the sense it goes full screen. You can see, you don't get the animation. So that's something to bear in mind. You don't get the animation. You have to be relatively close. But it does go full screen. It doesn't beat projectiles, which is really, really weird. Oh, I'm going to go through... Yeah, no. So, it doesn't beat projectiles. But in the sense that it goes full screen, if the opponent does whiff something, you can do it as a reactionary check, but not a projectile. His ways of dealing with projectiles are pretty bad, as I thought in the trailer. Unless this gourd has like some unique benefits I haven't worked out yet. But yeah, that's Wilnas. That's my first day impression. I hope it helped. You should try him out. He's a lot of fun. Yeah, I'm enjoying him a lot more than I thought I would. I don't really like big characters, but this guy's a lot of good fun. But yeah, take care.